welcome back, everybody. You've seen. I don't know if you guys watch any MLB Network, but this is right about the time. Actually, I think today they wrapped up their top 10 players right now list that they do.
Perfect timing
right
for
field.
us.
Yeah,
Perfect timing for us.
So they finished up right field today. Obviously, we did a top 10 players based off of information. I think actually no, it was top 10 teams.
Top 10 teams.
Top 10 teams, baby.
Yeah. So
Dodgers number one.
Go check it out if you haven't seen.
yeah, it's
It's
a
on
good
our
one.
list.
Obviously, there's some stuff that has changed since that episode, but
Some things never change.
yeah, for this week we're gonna do the top 10 starting pitchers. The criteria to go with this, obviously if you're the best, you're the best. But I went a little bit deeper.
I didn't
Not-
count this much of the past year.
Yeah.
Because it's only about
The best. You're the
there were
best.
there were only about 8 starts that they just had or so.
Yeah, so the way I did it, it's kind of the same that MLB Network does it in the sense of they kind of focus on
3
like
years?
3
Yeah.
years and they emphasize a lot the last one. Obviously, it's a little weird with the COVID season, but
Hey, fuck it. It counts.
no,
Oh,
yeah.
no. We're saying like player like base like these pitchers only pitched 8 times this year. That's why you can't just base off this
Hey,
past
if you
season.
get less at bats, I mean, you got to do what you
True.
got, right?
Oh,
It's like
yeah.
the playoffs.
I'm not hating on this past year.
Yeah, no.
The pitchers had to show up every fucking game.
Sure.
It was win or die.
It's just the only thing is with that I just have a hard time sometimes putting them over people who maybe just struggled for 8 starts or 9 starts last year. That's the thing. I think last year could have only really helped you in the way that like fans look at you. If someone looks at someone who had a down year last year and thinks that they suck now, that's a little harsh.
That's the other reason.
They only played 40. Even
Yeah.
like the guys that played the most games, there's 60. I mean, maybe that's only a handful of dudes that even play every game of the season. So.
Sounds like they just can't handle the pressure.
Yeah.
Some
But-
guys can cook in the kitchen.
Let's get into it with our honorable mention because
Yeah.
we had one that was the same.
Yeah, so my honorable mention, I'll go through the one that I had first that isn't the same as his. I put Chris Sale in there. He didn't even play last year.
I know who that is. Who is that?
He was on the White
Lefty
Sox.
White Sox
traded
oh,
to the Red
wacky
Sox.
ass
Yeah,
one,
so now
dude.
He's pretty sick.
Yeah,
He's gross. He's the one that struck out Manny Machado for the Dodgers to lose
Yeah.
the World Series.
Yeah, he got traded to the Red Sox, and then he just
That
went
freak.
on. He's a monster.
Yeah, every time
That's
he
how I
came
can
in,
get you.
every time he came in, it was like, this is stupid.
This game's over.
Dude, I was actually at Blackie's in Newport,
Were you
He-
Blackies?
and I was Blackie's, and I remember staring at the TV like, oh, we're gonna win this game, and then I blinked, and we were getting fucking
He
railed,
is 6'6".
and he was doing this, and I said, I need to go home. I can't see. The pitcher looks like he's throwing from his hip.
Yeah, so I just have him. I really still think it's hard to not put him in like that top 12, I guess, here if I have 2 honorable mentions. He's a monster, and I'll take him over some of the guys that played last year.
I
still.
won't say one of my honorable mentions because I know it's on your list, so we'll
Okay.
talk to it. But the one we did have the same was Luis Castillo.
Yeah.
And my reasoning he's an honorable mention is because he needs the 1 or 2 more solid seasons to prove that he's like one of the good ones, like a good pitcher. And I had an example, Burrius on the Twins. I haven't heard his name in 2 or 3 years. When a couple years ago they were saying this is the next big pitcher.
yeah.
So that's how I compare it. He needs like a couple more under his belt.
Time out. Is this list based on guys that are playing right now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I
Just
was-
a clarification,
yes,
folks.
yes.
Top 10 right now.
Yeah. And then Luis Castillo, he's really good. He was a huge like trade piece that people were going after. The asking price was said to just be ridiculous on him, but I just the other guys, like what they've done, the fact that they've kind of done it on a bigger stage, they've had more long-term success, and then plus their upside, their stuff's better, like that in my opinion. But just before we get into the actual list, I was a little bit more harsh in the sense of who the fuck's gonna help me win a World Series
That's
game.
how I did it.
Yeah, like I get the stats, like that's fine, and like based off of stats, I mixed it in a little bit. The postseason for my list, it could only help you, but it couldn't hurt you. So that is
That's
kind
a
of
good one. Write that
yeah.
one down.
What I don't have a pen, Dad.
It's a mental thing.
Yeah.
All right. What am I writing? Tell me again.
Yeah, so the way that I did my list is like if you have
Oh,
success
World
in
Series. If you can help me win
yeah.
a World Series.
if you've had success in the postseason, that can help my case for you. But if you have either not been in the postseason or have had a bad postseason, I don't hold that against you.
So now you do that game because Kershaw won a ring. Nice.
Well,
nice.
yeah,
No,
yeah.
nice. Hey, take note, boys.
Yeah.
Alex has changed his stance
But-
1,000%.
So
Because before, you were the king of the opposite of that.
in a way, so the thing is though too is we're then and I'm sure a bunch of people who know me are gonna have the same reaction. But the thing with Kershaw is I still hold true to the fact that I don't think that necessarily winning or having a bad inning means that you're bad. Just because you're especially watching Kershaw play all those games, he didn't pitch bad. He got left in too late, bad manager decision. Makes one bad pitch. It doesn't mean he pitched bad that game.
People are ruthless.
They're
these
really,
days.
yeah. So that's kind of where
You
I'm
give
at
up
with
one
that.
home run. Oh, Kershaw's
Yeah.
here. He's.
I mean, I remember watching him against the St. Louis Cardinals give up like fucking 7 runs in an inning.
Yeah,
Oh no!
that-
Don't get me. The pass is the reason why people think Kershaw's still the Kershaw.
I
Yeah.
watched all those
But
games.
even that game, that's the 7th inning, and he got left in late because that was back in
because he's the fucking man.
Sure, but the thing is he, like a starter, like just the way that to leave a starter in because he's done well for 6 innings, even though he's tired in the 7th is dumb. Even if he goes out and he's no hitting through 6 innings, if he's done, he's done. And like you have
Yeah,
to
but
go.
who knows?
That's why
How do
you
you
got
make how do you take a guy throwing a no hitter in the 7th inning? How do you go, hey, give us the ball?
That's
There's no fucking guy that's like,
sure. That's an
and there's
unusual.
nobody taking the ball.
That's an unusual circumstance, but like the thing is that's if you're a coach, if you're a pitching coach, if you're the manager, you get paid millions of dollars to do your job, and one of the difference makers at times is being able to know when your guy is done, when he might not even completely have hit the wall yet. And
Let-
Kershaw hit the
hey,
wall.
I'm just gonna hold on. I'm gonna jump right in since we're still on Kershaw. Number 10 on my list is Clayton Kershaw.
Okay. Well,
Well,
that's
So
I will just say, let the boys play.
Yeah.
That's all I'll say to managing. Let
So I'm
the
gonna
boys
start
play.
the list since we're already on the Kershaw topic. I have Clayton Kershaw at number 10 as top 10 pitchers right now.
yeah. I have him a little bit
Number
higher.
10. Well, he's an old dog. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have him a little bit
I mean,
higher.
but when you hear my number 9, you'll be like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" You have
Yeah.
him. You have.
So my number 10, I have Lucas Giolito of the White Sox. So I use, I know I'm gonna get shit for this too from my fucking old school baseball friends, but
Mm.
I look at stats called. Well, I mean, sure, if you know
could do a
baseball and you
bunch of
don't
different
and you don't know
stats.
what WAR is, you should figure that out. It's wins above replacement. So that pretty much says,
What does that mean, Joe?
yeah,
Wins above
it's a good little
replacement.
test.
Wins versus times you were replaced.
No, so
I like those.
I was using my math
out
brain.
of left field. That was good.
So essentially, these high hardcore sabermetrics are algorithms, kind of like the crazy shit that's
The
like
shit that's ruining baseball.
Instagram and all that stuff that they have. So WAR is wins above replacement. So essentially, what that means is
Wins
how
above
many wins you are worth more than the average MLB player. That's essentially the easiest way to put it. So if you
Beep
have
bop, boop bop.
so if, for example, Mookie Betts, like Mike Trout's had a year where he's had like a 10 WAR, right? Hall of Fame players average a 5 WAR a year. So 10 is crazy. So that
what
means
the fuck is the equation? I don't even want to know.
That is
It's
it's-
just the
yeah,
stupid facts that
you-
baseball have today.
is it
thing-
like a QBR for quarterbacks?
it's
In
something
a
along
sense,
that
in a
line.
sense,
Like a bunch of bullshit?
just E equals MC squared in that equation.
yeah.
But the
Yeah.
thing with WAR is saying that Mike Trout is a 9 WAR player. That means if you took Mike Trout off of the team that he was on, that team would lose 9 more games. That is what the stat is.
I just thought of $1 million idea. Make fucking baseball cards with their year in the war stat. And then
It's already
kids
on there.
play Pokemon like
Too late, son.
Mike Trout 2011.
Oh,
it
it's
is.
like a full trading card game.
They
yeah,
do
like their
have-
war for that
Not just
year.
like that baseball cards, like a trading card game.
Yeah, like Pokemon. Like
you have your Yu-Gi-Oh dual disc and fucking
yeah, like you have a Barry Bonds card from 19 whatever, and his war is like 11. And you're
Yeah.
like, this is fucking Blue Eyes White Dragon. We're fucking. That's claimed.
Yeah,
That's all. That's.
that's ours. Yeah, so
I just made us
That's-
millionaires.
that's one stat that's been used for a long time. That one's not really that crazy. The other one that I like to use is it's called Sarah. So it's SIERA.
not your aunt Sarah.
Yeah. So the way that that Sarah works is it's ERA plus that takes the player's ERA, so earned run average.
the
and it-
spelling isn't adding up
Yeah.
in my head.
So it normalizes it across the league. So it takes in like the ballpark factors, like the because like every ballpark's a different size.
Hold on, are
play
you
at
still on Lucas Giolito? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I want to like
Okay.
at least just give the
Oh yeah,
criteria.
no. I was just making sure.
That I'm giving. But the easiest one to follow, I think, that isn't that out of left field is ERA plus, and ERA plus takes in players, park effects, who their competition is, all that kind of stuff, and league average is 100. So anything over 100 means you're obviously better than league average by that much percent. So
I
that
think you can understand that one.
yeah, so that
No, I got it.
so that
no,
will
I get-
bring it either. So
I think I got it.
I put Lucas Giolito at 9. He's really he had a pretty hardcore coming out season last year with the
Wait.
no hitter.
9 or 10?
Sorry, 10.
How many extra points do you get for being Italian?
You that's actually why he's even on the list.
There, I told you it pays.
I
off.
have him higher
Yeah.
up.
We have fucking nothing, but you know what? We have our last names. That's all the Italians have left, right, Pete?
They got all the list.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Hey, all right. If your name ends in a vowel, you're Italian.
Yeah.
Somewhere down the line.
And so Giolito, he's a young stud. I really liked what I saw out of him. I know like the White Sox got banged in that wild card series, the first
Yeah,
one,
but
but
Giolito, he threw the
threw-
no hitter this year.
yeah,
Can
and
you
he
guys
threw
just
really well.
say the name again?
Lucas Giolito.
Oh, sounds so good.
Giolito.
That's a good name right there.
Yeah.
That kid's blessed.
But who do you have at
Number
let's go to
9.
9.
Number 9 is how Joe's gonna slap me in the face, putting him over Kershaw. But
Nine rhyme.
I threw in this year as well, and some other reasons. Hung Jin Ryu.
Fuck you.
Yeah, Ryu for me.
He probably didn't even make your list,
Yeah,
but I did
no.
some research, and he was top 3 this year. Cy Young. We get rid of him. The guy finally shines in the spotlight.
I love
I
Walt.
love him. I
I
love
love
him to
him.
death. I miss him. I have him at number 9. I know he's probably not even on your list, but the guy is. I get he's 33 years old.
He made our team well-rounded.
He was
He just
he
gave
was
us that.
that comedy we needed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just a well-rounded guy.
He just
I think he came in 2nd or 3rd for Cy Young this year, but still, he was a top 3 Cy
Yeah.
Young pitcher this year.
And he's not on your list.
he's not.
I had to throw him in because the person that's on my honorable mention is on his list, so that was probably the flip flop of it all.
Yeah, I have with him. He's like a hard one for me to grade. Like he's he's actually like 35, 36 maybe. He's an older
Ryu?
guy. Yeah.
33. I
Okay.
have my age written
33.
just in case.
Notes.
So that means that that probably means this is either
This is it.
yeah,
This
he
when his
probably-
contract is done in 5 years, he's done.
Yeah, he's on the Blue Jays and he's the ace of that staff and he played very well last year. I just don't get it. Watching him, like he doesn't have crazy good stuff, and the fact that he's old and he has a past with injury, like I think he's a top 20 guy right now, but I didn't have him in my top 10.
Who's your number 9, sir?
My number 9 is Dinelson Lamet of the San Diego Padres.
And before you go on, that was my honorable mention
Yeah.
Dinelson Lamet.
Dinelson
on the
Lamet.
gay ass Padres.
Dinelson Lamet.
Dinelson.
Like Daniel, we don't say Daniel. It's Danelle.
yeah. Dinell and then Son.
Get rid of the A in Daniel.
What's his last name?
Lamet.
Lamet?
Dinelson Lamet.
Yeah, it's kind of a cool name.
Does he have the long hair?
Yeah.
and looks like
Yeah.
he
Little-
works on cars and lives in Yucaipa?
kind of like little dreads?
So I put him in my honorable
He's not
mentions.
white?
no.
No,
Oh, I'm talking about the guy that's like has a mustache.
that's Chris Paddock.
That guy looks homeless.
Oh yeah, that's Chris Paddock.
Yeah,
that's
he
not-
looks like he'd be outside of Morongo smoking a cigarette.
He probably
you're
is.
like,
He probably
Put your
is.
wallet to your front left and to the back.
My reason of him not making my list was just health concerns.
I think that's fair. He's someone that like still to the day that the Padres haven't announced kind of the extent of his injury. But what I saw of him last year, was insane. Like I think he's probably, if everyone's healthy, he's probably the best pitcher on the Padres.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, and you know, we'll see it later. I actually have one of his teammates ranked higher than him right now, and the reason that he is that low on my list is because of the injuries. But who do you? Let's get into number 8.
8 was your guy Lucas Giolito.
Okay,
So we're still in a similar path. What do you got at number 8?
number 8. I put you. Well, I put our friend Nelson's teammate. I put you Darvish. You Darvish was
He's still a stud.
He's a stud. He was one for me that if I would have made this list without looking things up, he might go under the radar and I don't name him. And I know that probably.
Oh, if I
Me and him are
if I
actually-
did players in my head, there's like the bottom 4 don't even make.
He's
it.
actually we're actually close friends.
Oh, hit him up.
He tweeted me one time.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, when all
Yeah.
the stuff came out about the Houston Astros cheating, I said I'm sorry.
And he was like, "For what? He didn't even know."
Yeah, and I said for accusing you of blah blah. And he's
No,
like, I'm
fuck.
sorry, it's all my fault.
Oh,
2 tweets.
you
Yeah.
are a celebrity.
I'm fucking yeah. That's why we have this.
Yeah.
Famous, bro.
Yeah, with him, he was one.
I'll send him the clip though. So say some
That-
good stuff about my
Oh
guy.
yeah.
He was one for me where it's like I obviously got to see him for a while when he was a Dodger, and he went over to the Cubs and he had that year. I think it was actually 1 year removed. I think it was in 20.
It wasn't last
18.
year.
Well, no, 2018 was.
It's when he
yeah,
first. Isn't it when he first signed?
2018 was his first year with the Cubs, and he was just like he almost didn't even play because he had injury issues. So that was a concern.
But his hair still looked good.
He's a good looking. He can fucking pitch a little bit. He's a good looking
Specimen.
dude for him. Yeah, he's a specimen.
He should be a model.
He probably is out in the other states or countries.
Yeah, those are countries. Yeah,
yeah,
but
but
still same difference.
yeah, he was.
Just an imaginary line.
He's one that he sucks in the playoffs. He does, and I get that.
Well, it's kind of hard, Alex, when the other team knows what's coming.
I get it.
Okay.
I know, but he's got 7 starts in one, and he's got a 5.18 ERA, which is really rough. It's hard to gauge it. I get that he was against the cheating Astros, but
Take that out of the equation and what's he at?
well, if you take that out of the equation, so he didn't. There's no.
He didn't pitch then.
I'm trying to think.
And he's no 0.
I should have written this down because of these 7 starts, I'm just trying to go through the math. Like when the Dodgers, so Darvish had 2 starts in the 2017 World Series, so there's 2 there. I'm guessing he had 2 in every round, so he might have only had 1 start with the Rangers, or all 7 of those might be the Dodgers.
What about in 2014 though? That Blue Jays and whatnot. It might have been in that.
Yeah, he was on that team.
It might have
And
been.
think about
Yeah.
how bad that affected his numbers. Those 2 games in the World Series.
Yeah, the thing is though is then there's that argument for Game 7 at Dodger Stadium. Like I've heard it, and I know that there's a chance that they were cheating at Dodger Stadium, but I mean he gave up, I think 5 runs in 3 innings.
Well, I
So,
mean, when your confidence is that low and you feel like everything you're
tipping your
doing is
pitch- no,
wrong,
I get
and
it.
it's just like a crumbling. It's a snowball. It's a downhill battle. Don't shit on my guy.
He's a guy for me. He's like Manny Machado. It's like
What?
I fucking hate him. I hate you, Darvish.
How?
Because he was the guy in 2017. The Dodgers went out and they traded some good pieces for to try to win, and he blew up in the World Series. And I know there's the cheating, but then Machado, you get the Seager injury, and then he's out for Seager's out the whole year. We get Machado when he comes over, and he's all right, and then like he just doesn't show up in the playoffs, and we needed him to win the World Series, and they didn't do it. So I'll always have some animosity towards those 2 guys.
2 different situations.
Sure. Machado, I'd say,
Douchebag.
and he flat out underperformed.
He owes that
douche.
guy his whole contract.
Machado, I'd say,
That's
in
right.
some ways,
For
you
him.
can almost say he owes the Dodgers a World Series for how poorly he played.
That's
Well,
okay.
I never want to see.
Like,
we got it.
dude,
We fucking
I
first
never-
round sweep their asses.
Yeah,
He's
and we got our ring. He's in.
Sure.
got everything
It's
we
just
needed.
like he was the guy. It's like, okay, we're playing the Red Sox. Manny, you were on the Orioles. You've literally played the Red Sox your whole career. You know what to expect.
He never bought in.
No.
He never
Oh.
bought into that
He
team.
lived. He
was,
just lived the Hollywood life.
he was kind of like the guy that like when you do a team huddle and you're like ready break, and then there's like one guy.
He's
that's,
already
like,
walking to his
5
position.
feet away.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
that was
already-
him. Like
he's a cocksucker.
yeah,
But
he's a dick.
yeah.
but back to
you
Darvish,
Darvish gave a fuck.
I had Darvish at number 6,
Okay.
so I had him a little bit higher. So I will skip that for now. But
Put some
who's
respect
your
on his name.
7?
My 7, that's where I put Kershaw.
Okay.
And the
Big
reason
Daddy.
the reason for that is, I mean, I think the dude's a monster still. I think he really figured out a lot last year. He was the best pitcher on the Dodgers last year with his teammate Walker Buehler on the team, who's on the list as well.
Next guy.
And like I I just think he's got a nice little thing going for him. He's becoming to be this veteran guy, which obviously Kershaw veteran, like he's been a veteran forever, right? But he's starting to understand himself.
He knows how to pitch now.
Yeah, he knows what.
He's not going out there. I'm Kershaw. I'm
Yeah.
gonna fucking strike out 12 people.
Yeah, I get you. He's
He's
playing chess.
past that. Yeah.
And the thing is like, and then you start throwing these other numbers around now because he has his ring, and it's like, okay, you have the most strikeouts of anyone in the postseason. You've been there, you've done that, you've lost, you've won in every single fucking round. Like, he's a guy, honestly, like, if you wanted to make an argument for someone that you want in the playoffs now, I think he's like got to be in like your top 5 of active dudes because it's like he's done it, been there, done that, everything.
Didn't you just rank him 7?
Sure, but it's like
That
I
doesn't-
said argument. There could be an
Was
argument.
is your
But in
6?
your brain, you
is
did
your
it.
6
Yeah.
Walker?
Yeah.
Okay, my 7 is Walker.
Okay.
So there's the flip flop
What
on that.
was the deciding factor? The tight pants.
I think that's could have
That's
earned
pushing
him a
you?
point. That could have earned.
Do you
it's
see how
great.
much shit he gets for that? when
Do you
people
want to
talk him?
know a crazy stat about tight pants?
You actually play better
No. Do you know why all biker guys get testicular cancer?
because of,
Because the tight pants is on your nuts. And when you get hot, your nuts are supposed to fall out and regulate your body temperature. And then that causes prostate cancer.
shit. Learn
That's
something.
why all the bikers get nut cancer.
Wow.
So tight pants actually.
Is that why Armstrong lost his nut,
I mean, I think it is a scientifically proven fact.
or is that the steroids?
Yeah,
he
I
lost
don't-
his nut.
I mean,
the
you
doping.
maybe both.
Yeah.
But I know there's a thing about nuts. That's why I stopped wearing boxer briefs. 'Cause I
Ah.
like my nuts. Where they're-
Hey, can't argue with that.
I'm just trying to give people some fucking help.
Hey, you hear all those people who fucking follow us out there, all 500 of you, if you're a dude, stop wearing boxer briefs.
Yeah, wear just the regular boxers.
Or don't wear wearing it all. Commando that shit.
Yeah.
Some people do.
I know Gage is
Hey,
probably commando.
If you're
yeah.
going commando,
Hey.
though, don't let one rip in public because you might just actually shit your pants.
Hasn't happened yet. It's been like 5 years. I'm good.
You're not. He's not even knocking.
I have nothing to worry about. I'm tight. I'm young and I'm tight.
Sorry, so
Yeah.
you're 6 by 7, Walker
yeah,
Buehler.
Walker Buehler.
Okay,
I
tight
mean,
pants.
Walker Buehler, he's a guy that you can just feel it. Like, he's gonna win a Cy Young at some point. He's so young. He throws a fucking 100+ when he's going well. Like, he's just so fucking
He's just a
nasty.
fucking dog.
Like, he is the one guy that if the Dodgers had to lose, like, it can't be him. Like, if it's between like the 3 you guys,
Told you. Bye, Belly.
if it's Bellinger, if it's Bueller, and it's Seager, I don't give a shit about any of them except for Bellinger, if that's the way. Or sorry, Bueller, if that's the way that it has to go, because he's just so dominant. It's crazy, and the fact that he's got his fucking dad on the team is crazy. Like with Kershaw,
I would keep DJ Peters if I had to keep one Dodger. That's just, personal opinion.
So Walker was your 6. My 6 was Darvish. We can completely skip that.
Okay.
Fives.
So
Fives.
5.
5 is drive.
So 5. That's good. 5. I have the guy that hopefully will be announced
And
this
look
week
at we got one on the same
as
page.
the Dodgers.
Missed it.
Trevor Bauer.
Trevor Bauer.
Is that the guy that does the thing where he's like, I'm going to be in Miami this
Yeah.
week?
Yeah,
And
I fucking
that
love
guy?
him, dude.
he's pretty cool.
Every strikeout, the Conor McGregor walk.
Threw the ball. He got mad. Threw the ball over the center field wall from the pitcher's mound.
Do
in
we still have
Kansas
Joe
City.
Kelly?
Yeah.
So we'll have both psychos.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
Team of psychos. I'm fucking.
Trevor
Dude.
Bauer, Cy Young this year, absolute dog.
Yeah, I think it was his breakout a little bit. He was in a really kind of interesting spot where he was like didn't really know his role when he was on the Indians. They were kind of like this team that's sometimes in, they're sometimes out. They
They
had
the best rotation
Yeah.
in baseball.
so like he gets out of there. He becomes the guy over in Cincinnati in the National League, and he just kind of took it and ran with it. I like his. The big thing for me is I think it's at times with major leaguers, it's really hard to gauge level of effort. You don't know what they do when they're to train. You don't know what they do in their off time. And Bauer, as annoying as some people think it is,
He's got the YouTube of
yeah,
showing what he does.
shows it all, and you know that he's actually
He
like,
shows you
he
working
works
hard.
It. Like he's not full of shit. Like he actually practices what he preaches in the sense of getting better. And
Yeah.
I feel a little bit more comfortable investing in a guy who's more transparent about how he's gotten there and how he continues to improve. So that's why I really
He's just
buy
a
into
dog.
him.
Future Dodger.
I
I
mean,
can see it coming.
I am a fellow hustler. It's the
Athlete.
only way I can get anything is I have to hustle.
Sure.
But some people, it's just God given.
Yeah. And the
It's
thing
God given.
And the thing
God
is
given.
you can
It
make
just
an
comes-
argument
Movie.
like he's sure in some ways is he hustling a bit, yes, but he did go out there and win a Cy Young, so he has backed it up. His methods that he's recording and what he's doing.
No, yeah, but some guys can drink all day, party, and
Oh yeah,
go out there
You're
and
right.
fucking
No, you're right.
do it.
I think we're pretty similar next. Who's your 4?
My 4, I have Scherzer.
That's me too.
Yeah,
Ooh, that's a hard one. We
The
should
two-
put that on the spelling bee. Scherzer.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't even write it.
yeah,
I was like
I would have had an aneurysm. Oh,
two different
I
two
just
different
got-
fucking eyes.
I just got the best memory right now. We had the same class in like 7th grade, and I was trying to write notes, and I'm like, Pete, how are you keeping up? And you're like, I just write. I'm like, what do you mean? You're like, I don't even care if I can read it later. Pete, I looked at his paper, it just was scribbles. I was like, are you fucking serious?
He's just
He was
no
like-
looking.
He just writes whatever. Like if his hand can't keep up with the slides, he'll just skip letters. I was like, that is fucking genius. He's like, I'm the only one that has to read it.
And I know what the scribbles were.
Yeah, and I go, can you read that? And he goes, no.
No
yeah.
idea. Yeah,
No, but Scherzer, the 2-eye wonder, guy's a fucking dog. I
Yeah.
wouldn't want to face him at any time.
yeah. No, he's the kind of guy.
I call him the werewolf. He
he-
looks like a werewolf to me.
He's terrifying. He was injured last year a bit, missed some starts here and there, and he is getting up there, one of the older veteran guys now. But
He's
the dude
a dog.
still fucking shoves. He throws 97 still. I mean,
Steroids.
I like that adjective, or is that an adverb? Shoves.
shoves. Yeah, that's a
Ad-
baseball term.
that's
Like
an
guy
adverb?
fucking shoves.
Yeah, he fucking shoves.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, no, that's it. They one for sure. But and the other thing too is, I mean, and this helped him get this high on the list. I mean, he's got a ring, and
He still
he's
competes
dominant
every
in the
year.
playoffs. Dominant. I mean, like he's got 18 fucking starts. The only other person on this list who has more than him is Kershaw, and he is over here posting a fucking 3.38 ERA with a 1.1 WHIP, which is nuts. I mean, like I really think that he's someone who kind of went under the radar last year because of his injuries. I think to not have
A
him
lot of
that
people did
high-
because of the
yeah.
COVID season.
But to like he's still a top 5 guy, and obviously in this case number 4.
Our 2 and 3 I know are flipped. So who do you want to talk about first? Because
Oh, we got 2 and 3.
they flip for us. So doesn't matter for me. They're both a 2 or a 3.
Yeah, I think we can just reveal both of them.
Let's do it.
I can do 3 as Bieber.
Yeah.
I have anxiety. Do
So
it.
2 and 3
is Bieber. I'll
they're-
just go 3 as
Why
Bieber.
haven't we said it? I'm 2 and 3.
It's Shane
Justin
Bieber,
Bieber's brother.
Yeah,
It's
Shane
not- It's not really.
Shane
Are you
Bieber,
sure?
and then the other
No.
guy we're arguing is Garrett Cole. And the reason why Shane
Garrett
Bieber
Cole.
at 3 for me,
Garrett Cole's a Yankee.
Yeah, I could put him either way. I literally have an arrow that says I don't care which way they go.
yeah, Shane
You go either way. You
Yeah.
don't care. You'll take whatever you can get.
Shane
If I had to pick who
Bieber.
to throw, it doesn't.
Yeah, I mean,
That's kind of dangerous if
for-
you're at a bar and you're drunk. Yeah. Like,
yeah,
Hey Joe.
no.
I think like Bieber's reasoning for not being higher on this list or not cracking the top 2 in this case is just kind of his lack there of a body of work. He hasn't been around long enough. I mean, and these two guys, I mean, DeGrom has been to a World Series, and so has Garrett Cole, and Garrett Cole's actually just been completely dominant in the playoffs when he's gotten there, whereas Shane Bieber kind of shit all over himself this last year, which I get it. It's one game. It happens. But I can't make any kind of case for him to be ahead of Jacob DeGrom or Garrett Cole right there because of that. I think
That's fine.
his talents, on the other hand, crazy.
Shane
And-
Bieber's nuts.
And I think he is for sure. I mean, dude, he's fucking obviously he's number 3 on the goddamn list. So he's got Cy Youngs in his future.
He already has one under his belt, right?
He does not. Or
I think
he
has
does.
one.
Yeah,
he has
I'm
one.
stupid. He won this year.
Hmm.
But yeah, he's like he's got multiple of those in his future. I'm really curious to see what he does in a 162 this year. But it sucks that the Indians just kind of dumped house and he's like kind of the last man standing
He'll be
there.
gone. He'll be gone.
But Yeah, he's number 3. That can bring us into 2. Yeah, Garrett Cole.
Garrett
I
Cole,
mean,
not much to even talk about. Highest paid everything
Yeah,
ever.
I mean,
What number is he?
2.
2. That's cool.
No, he's
No,
not.
on MLB, like his number,
Yeah, yeah.
45.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I thought he was 51.
No,
that's-
that was yours in Little League.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, just some crazy.
There's really no explanation for Garrett
Yeah,
Cole.
just some Garrett Cole numbers. I mean, so the stat whip. So that's walks and hits per innings pitched that you give up as a pitcher.
Just
So every
ridiculous.
time you go out there, Garrett Cole's
These
.88.
adjectives. Fuck.
.88.
Or
That means
Words.
less than fucking a guy an inning is getting on base against you.
The dude
Yeah,
in the
acronyms.
playoffs.
It's
I wouldn't want to
acronyms.
face it.
It's
these
absurd.
fucking things.
And then I know we read like these off. So Garrett Cole's actually one of the very few players on this list that at the beginning I said if you average a 5 WAR season, that
Oh,
that
yeah.
pretty much
Remember
gets
that
you.
bullshit?
I mean,
Without papers.
Garrett Cole's got 14.5. That's with the short season last year, so he's for sure on pace with that. The crazy one though is might as well just get to number 1, Jacob deGrom.
Jacob deGrom, number 1.
It's
What
Best
team is
pitcher
he
in
on?
baseball. Z Mets.
yeah.
Long curly hair.
Mets.
He doesn't have that anymore.
Well,
Well,
that's what he used to have. The long curly hair, number like 48.
I mean, he beat the Dodgers in 2015.
Shoves.
It was him and Matt Harvey, and
Was that when Justin Turner was on their team?
that was when fucking Daniel Murphy hit a home run in like 7
It's
straight.
when
fucking
Chase
playoff
Utley
games.
killed the
So
second
we had
baseman.
Zach Greinke.
Yeah,
yes.
with the cleat.
Yeah, actually, Daniel Murphy hit the home run off of
Yeah.
Zach Greinke.
Yeah, I
But
remember that.
Jacob deGrom has a 20.4 WAR in
It's just the
3
guy
years.
I don't want to fucking face.
20.4.
Telling you, we got to make those fucking baseball cards.
This guy, he is extremely underrated. He,
We can talk about it.
I don't think he gets the justice that he deserves. I think everyone talks about Garrett Cole and like they talk about Scherzer, but the fact that Jacob deGrom is doing what he does, the thing that's crazy about him is that he's as old as Kershaw. I mean, he's an old guy. I mean,
Except
baseball.
he throws 104 and Kershaw throws 80.
Yeah.
Is he a lefty or a righty?
He's a
righty?
righty.
Righties always have it.
I like lefties.
I like lefties too, but yeah, that's our list, guys. Let us know what you thought about it. It's obviously there's some controversy there, especially on the back end.
We were pretty
Yeah.
similar
know,
though.
Yeah,
It was
no,
there.
One other thing to talk about, I guess it's like the biggest thing that has happened since the last podcast was Nolan Arenado
Thank the fucking
was traded.
Lord he's out of the
yeah,
NL West.
traded to the Cardinals.
Did you see that? The Rockies third baseman, the guy that's fucking stud. Smell ya.
Yeah.
Later.
So, I mean, I don't know.
He went to the same team as the other Dodger killer, Paul Goldschmidt. He's now
Yeah.
a Cardinal.
Gold schnapps.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just another situation where I mean, obviously last year Mookie getting traded to the Dodgers, there was a whole bunch of questions around like how do you trade a generational talent.
It's the same way.
The thing about the Nolan one that makes it worse though is he was fucking locked up. Like,
And the Rockies shit on him too after this trade.
he's
What, they had him in a chokehold?
no, like they had him like signed for like 8 seasons more, and
then
they
talk
traded
about
him.
how
Well,
disrespectful
that
and shit
comes
he
to
was.
what you guys taught me. Small ball versus big ball, right?
Well, his situation
Big
was
balls, small balls.
he has this
No.
So baseball's contracts can get really, really complicated. Nolan Arenado has one that actually, in the grand scheme of things, isn't that complicated, but he has opt-outs in it. So essentially, what that means is, hey, we give you a 9-year deal, but after the second year, if you want,
It's what Greinke did to the Dodgers.
yeah, the second year you can opt
Bitch.
out. Because what happens is essentially is
The
you
LeBron contract.
well you want the opt-outs
Exactly.
because
Like, I might leave if you don't pick up every best player
it's
available.
not
Or if you don't pay
really-
me more.
It's not really
No.
like that. The way that opt-outs work in baseball, it's essentially like a way for a player to gamble on themselves. Because if they go out and let's say you're in a year, like let's say if Nolan Arenado won the MVP this year, he's going to opt out because some team's going to pay him fucking $45 million and he wants to make more money. So it's kind of
Right.
just a very appealing thing. The other thing, there's different kinds of like, so that would be an opt-out, and then you have like a team option where the team can pick that. It's like, okay, well, yeah,
You suck.
yeah, you suck. You're gonna walk,
Later,
or
nerd.
yeah, or it's like, hey, yeah, that's usually what the situation is though.
Okay.
So they let him walk. The thing is he's probably gonna. There's a good chance he ends up still just walking after this year because the Cardinals, like I know we did our top 10 teams. I don't know. If, I don't think
doesn't
they're
change
even in the
much.
top 10 still.
Doesn't change it.
I mean, they're good. Like, come on. I mean, there's 30 teams in the MLB. Every single one of them is better with Nolan Arenado on it. But the Cardinals maybe jumped from like a middle of the pack, missing the playoffs team to probably some to one that's
In the middle
like,
of the pack.
well, not even that, just like maybe they were in the middle of the pack and now they're probably fighting for like a wild card spot. The thing is, though, is their division's pretty shitty. So like maybe they win their division, but it's like they don't have the pieces to actually make a run. So,
Gotcha.
but hey, I mean, Nolan Arenado, good for him. I'm excited. I'm excited. Like I actually,
interesting year.
yeah.
And
He's got a lot of
Yeah.
rumors to crush. I mean, people say like, "Oh, you can only hit in Coors Field." Well, you're
Yeah,
not in
he's got more than 2 girlfriends. Like,
oh,
Yeah.
a
easily.
lot of rumors, but
Yeah, but
happens to the best of us.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's the episode, everybody. I really appreciate you guys listening. If you could, like, subscribe,
Yeah.
leave a review. that
Check
would be
out
great.
our giveaway. Give them the OBJ helmet, boys.
Yeah, check out our giveaway. Follow us on all of our socials so that we can give you instructions
Follow us for more.
on how to win. We
Boom.
will talk to you later. Boom.